music.
Right.
Right.
So I think something that you said was real interesting. Every time I talk to somebody different, it's always some type of different tidbit or some different thing that's, real unique to their process that I sort of pick up on. I'm real big into like neurology and learning about how the brain works and different parts of the brain and the different, mechanisms that exist inside the brain and how different people's brain operates. So I'm always watching different videos, listening to different things, reading different books. One of the things I just listened to recently was this guy talking about different people's conception of time and, how some of our conceptions of time are incorrect. And one of the things, he brought up, one of the things he spoke on was as an analogy, was taking somebody who, if you ask them what a minute is, it's 60 seconds to them. And for them, they'll count in their head 1, 2, 3, and they'll hear a voice. It's a voice that's counting 1, 2, 3. And he was like, for other people, you ask them what 60 seconds is, and for them, they see an image of 1. An image of 2, an image of 3. They don't hear the voice,
like a digital dash.
That's just up there, and he was saying that just those two things right there, the same person with the same information, depending on, the way their brain works, the way their mind works, the way their brain's constructed, they interpret those things in two different ways, and he was saying even just like, and that he was saying that's why people can't really understand time, it's because of the complexity of it, but also whenever you're talking to somebody, that person is taking what you're saying and they're like interpreting it in what it means to them, but these things, none of these things mean the exact same to each person. Right. And so I say that to say that different people, put on a beat and they hear something different first, and so like one of the things you brought up was like seeing a color first, and the imagery first, and I don't think I ever had no imagery first, I've never had no color first. Bro, or nothing it's always words, it's always words first, or it's a voice or something like that, but I've never had the image will come maybe a bar in or 2 bars in, the image will start to build up, or maybe 4, and honestly, I would say that for me, more of the image comes in once I've already recorded the song, and I'm less focused on the words now. But so it's very interesting to hear you say that. You're the first person that, as I've talked about these different things that have said that. Do you feel like that's always, when you think about, you say you started writing late, but whenever you go back to when you did first start writing, was it the same way? Was it image first?
No, I can say when I first started writing music, or rapping or writing music, I can say like, bro, it was me really trying to be like a reject to like the ASAP Mob. Like, let me get a verse that they wouldn't put on it. Let me get the verse that they would leave off of the joint, right? So I would find like, this is gonna sound crazy, I would listen to like whatever ASAP tape had came out, and to me, I love all of them like equally, but Nas was the weakest one to me, right? So I'd be like, bro, if I can write a verse harder than Nas, bro, I'm nice. Like I'm nice. Like if I can write a verse harder than Nasty Nas, I'm nice. Not Nas, but Nas, I'm nice, right? So I'm thinking like that. But then like I said, my homie earlier, Shorty come through writing like no exaggeration. He come through writing like fab. Like he just had he just had the stacks, and I'm like, bro, where this come from? Like I'm trying to rap in like Triple Time and Bone Thugs because like that's what I grew up listening to and stuff like that. Triplet Time and stuff like that because like I said, I'm listening to ASAP Mob and he rapping like that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta change my swag. But he liking what I'm doing because it's different. Right. But I'm like, nah, I'm not even on your level of how you get into the beat, right? So it just made me go in the gym like an athlete. Right. Just go in the gym and I practice for a summer. I rap for a summer straight. I mean, every day I picked up a pen. I was in my phone. I was on YouTube. I was going to studios. This is when I lived in Charlotte. I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was going to studios that I can find, talking to people that I worked with, trying to bump into a studio. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was garbage. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was garbage. But I was okay enough for someone to be like, he just needs some guidance. Right. Yeah. So from there, it went to me just sharpening my skills. So I finally bumped into an engineer. Okay. And we locked in for a pretty long amount of time, and then some other stuff happened, and then he went away and went to the Army and stuff like that.
But so that was sort of